What is good, y'all? It's your boy The Shows, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to Shows World TV. So today, we will be reacting to something deviating from what I usually react to on this channel, y'all. This guy makes some pretty dope content on anime and talking about the Black Air Force activity that they do. Now, for my foreign viewers who may not know what I mean by Black Force energy, aka Black Force activity, you know Nike has the Black Air Force sneakers, right? Air Force Ones, and usually that personifies somebody about to do some terrible behavior, you feel me? And so in this case, anime is being presented in a way that describes the Black Force energy or the Black Force activity, pretty much. So yo, Cj Dachamp, this is about Roberta, and the video is called Roberta the Terminator. I guess he made a whole video for her, right? Because if you remember, for those of y'all who don't know, part 1 was about the Roanapur Chronicles, detailing certain things about the anime Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon was definitely one of my favorite animes. I did watch the dub. Don't come for me. I enjoyed the anime regardless, okay? But yo, real talk, I remember this character. I remember her being a menace to society, real talk. So I already know when he talks about this, he's gonna get into some of the most craziest things that she's done for real. But yo, I don't want to waste no more time. You want to go watch the original? Link will be in the description down below. Alright, so yo, let's get right into this, man.
So homeboy pull up again and he's like, I know exactly who you are now. You're the bloodhound of Florencia. And it's my lucky day because the cartel got a $4 million bounty on your head right now. She just looks at him and says, sorry, but I must leave you, gentlemen. Please, take these as a parting gift. Oh,
Bruh, the grenades. Wow. Yeah, let's get into it, man.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time to return to the streets of Roanapur.
Right.
Gang violence, pirates, mercenaries, and probably every goddamn mafia you could probably think of. This is none other than the Black Air Force Crockpot. So as expected, there is a new challenger approaching to the round table of Black Air Force activity.
Right.
And it's none other than a maid. I beg your pardon? Yeah. This absolute f***ing demon. This literal menace to society.
Yes.
Bloodhound of Florencia, Roberta.
Mm-hmm.
Definition of do not judge a book by its cover. Because this is not a maid, this is a Terminator. I would not be surprised if somebody said this is a T-something model. We got the evidence on deck. And it is finally time to observe the maid from hell. So without further ado,
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I now present to you Exhibit A, the prelude to madness. So the Lagoon Company ended up taking this job from the Colombian Mafia. And with this job, they have to transfer this boy named Garcia. Now,
Oh yeah, I
Garcia
remember
is
this.
an ordinary kid. Because legit right here is the son to one of the 13 great families of South America. So Revy keeps on harassing the little nigga. So then he says, oh, you must think this real funny, huh? Just wait till my maid comes. So she started laughing her ass off. She like, the f that bitch gonna do wash the dishes and stuff. But then he says, well, you see, she's not that good at cleaning or cooking. And when we used to arm wrestle all the time, I always used to beat her. But one time, when we was arm wrestling, the mafia pulled up. And her arm wouldn't even move. Oh my god, that bicep! So Roberta ends up pulling up to Roanapur to find Garcia. So when she gets there, she goes around and starts asking people, hello, do you know where you could point me to my fellow countrymen? I would like to have a word with them. And these niggas like, you want to know where the Colombian Mafia is at? You gotta be out of your damn mind. But she's
Okay.
like, I just want to have a word, that's all. So while this is happening, we cut to Balalaika. So homie right here like, Comrade Balalaika, you should take a look at this. So it gives her this picture and she's like, hold on, wait a damn minute. Comrade, this ain't no damn maid. Look at them eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, she got that dog in her. So now we cut to the bar. So Roberta is sitting here waiting for the mafia. So when they pull up, they like, hey, heard you was snooping around. The you want a bullet, nigga? So she ends up breaking her glass. And then she gets up and she's like, yes, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Roberta of the Lovelace family. Now please, tell me where my master is. I want to get violent. Well, they start laughing their ass off. They like, the what? What you gonna do? Throw a dish? So then she Then she's
Right.
like, well, looks like I'm just gonna have to air this bitch out then. You what?
The sound effects, bruh.
So they like, hey, just shoot that bitch. So they start blasting and she enters the matrix. So after they stop firing, she's like, y'all got stormtrooper aim. Allow me to show you
Yo,
my
stormtrooper aim. That's tough.
She started going crazy.
On some penguin stuff, right? Bruh.
So as she continues to air the entire bar out, the Goon Company taking cover under this table and Dutch like, why do we always get stuck with these stupid ass jobs? So then Revy starts crawling over and then the bartender sees her and look at him, he's like, God, you was the one who brought all these niggas up in my damn bar. Bitch, I hope you have insurance. So then everything just goes quiet. So homeboy back there like, hey, the Lagoon Company, hey, the is my package at? And Dutch is like, nah, OG, the deal's off. I ain't messing with that maid over there. So
Right.
she sees Garcia, she's like, Master Garcia, come now, my boy. It is time to go home. Who are these people? Do they need to be eliminated? So then Revy grabs him. She's like, stop. So Roberta's like, you dare threaten the young master. So a homeboy right here try to sneak her, but then she hits him with the reverse no-scope. Oh my God. That's nasty. She is like that. So then she's like, very well then. So you have chosen death. Time to put your ass 6 feet under, bitch. So she starts lighting the briefcase. And then she hit it with the noob tube. Oh my God. GG. She is
Bruh.
cold. She just really packed up Revy in the amount of 10 seconds.
Yo, you know, that right there reminded me of this game I used to play, Perfect Dark. They had this briefcase. I kid you not. As soon as you throw it, turns into a minigun and starts blasting people who walk by. That's what that kind of reminded me of just now. But as y'all can see, this character is wild. This character is straight savage. You can't really do anything to this person because she is relentless. Anyway, let's keep it going, man.
Trying to dip, and even Garcia, he's like, please, God, take me with you. So Roberta just drops a briefcase. She's like, so, Master Garcia is scared of me. Boy pull up again, and he's like, I know exactly who you are now. You're the Bloodhound of Florencia. And it's my lucky day, because the cartel got a $4 million bounty on your head right now. She looks at him and says, sorry, but I must leave you, gentlemen. Please, take these as a parting gift.
Wow. The grenades out the blouse though. The skirt really.
So the Goon Company dip and they gone. Great heavens, look at this absolute demon. She is unscathed and she is hitting the Sephiroth pose right now. And she breaks this window with no effort. This is the Terminator. So about 5 minutes later, while they driving, she done already caught up. And she whipping that hoe. God damn. So Dutch pulls out the gun and starts trying to shoot her. But she drives up, grabs this nigga by the arm, and starts pulling him out of the car. And look at her, he hitting on everything, but she just e-mashed. She's not even flinching.
Yo, for real?
Finally breaks down, so they finally get a chance to escape. But this did not last long at all. About a minute later, she is whipping that hoe on the roof. So she jumps down and crashes into him and uses her aimbot to take out their wheels. So she crashed into this building, but she breaks out of the car. You surviving car crashes like that? She won the wrong series and you take your ass to Fast and Furious. Look at this run. Oh my God. She tracking that hoe down with that CW flash ass run. So
Bruh.
she jumps onto the car. So Dutch like, move nigga, I'm about to shoot this bitch. So he starts blasting, but she whips on top of the car, pulls out the dualies, and starts going crazy on the roof. So they end up going over to the shipping, and she gets cracked by this cone. So they end up crashing, and it looks like she's finally out. So they look over again, and she is gone. And she is back ready for more smoke. So Revy finally wakes up, and she's like, damn, that bitch really pulled the noob tube on my ass. I should return the favor. So they start standing off for their final fight. So Revy says,
Yeah.
Then Roberta says, shut the up, you nasty bitch. I can smell your dirty ass all the way from here, you stank booty hoe. So they start blasting, and this goes on for like God knows how long. It was dark when they started, and it's almost morning. Like, how much ammo do y'all have?
John Wick having gunplay, y'all.
I swear to God, I'm gonna put a bullet in your old googly-eyed ass. So they come out shooting and start running at each other, so they end up hitting each other. So they both down and they about to shoot, but Balalaika ends up stopping them. She's like, alright, ladies, let's cut out the bush. And she done brought the whole Russian mafia with her. So she walks up and says, you know, I gotta thank you, Miss Maid. I was going to deal with the cartel today, but guess you done already did that. So she shoots the guns out of both their hands and grabs one. Then she says, alright, Miss Bloodhound, you can go home now. So Garcia's like, Bloodhound? What do you mean by that? And she says, oh, you didn't know? So she tries to stop her. She's like, shut the up while I bust a cap in your ass. Let me tell y'all, this so-called maid is the Bloodhound of Florencia. She is a literal Cuban super soldier, and she is wanted in every single country in the world. So Garcia's like, hold on.
Crazy.
It's true? And she's like, yeah, it's all true.
So it was a cover-up, obviously.
Up and so many unthinkable things. I'm an international menace to society. So she's like, my bad, young master. I did not mean to deceive you, but it was for your own safety. But Revy's like, nah, that sob story shit. What am I gonna do with this bullet in my arm? So they like, oh, right. So y'all can settle it with some bare knuckle boxing. So they about to scrap. So before they start, Roberta says, hey, your shoes untied. Send her ass to the stratosphere. So they start going crazy. They boxing. And they over here taking bets like, I got a full house on Revy. I'm going all in on Roberta, nigga. So they ended up boxing for like an hour and they just knocked each other out. So after this, they leave and she vows to never off anybody ever again. That promise didn't go so well. Because what we just saw was mild compared to what we are about to witness. So that was Exhibit A, and it is finally time to move on to Exhibit B.
Let's do it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I now present to you Exhibit B. Vengeance and Rip and Tear. So about a year later, word on the street is that Roberta is back. Because somebody saw somebody in a maid outfit. So while Rock and Revy are at the bar, this maid comes up, but it's not Roberta, it's this girl named Fabiola. So she walks up to him and says, Master Garcia needs your help. But then homie behind her picks her up and he's like, alright, listen little lady, where is the actual real maid at? Stabbing this gut in the...
Yeah.
God, sweet heavens. So she takes everybody over to Garcia. So then he says, alright, listen up everybody, I need your help. You see, my maid has gone off the walls again. So what had happened was, Garcia's dad, Mr. Lovelace, ended up getting assassinated by some Americans. So obviously, this didn't sit well with Roberta, because that was basically her father figure. Because Mr. Lovelace ended up taking in Roberta after she was on the run. That's why she poses as a maid. This ended up waking up her inner demon again. And now she is slowly losing her sanity. So they showed them these pictures, and there were 6 people that helped conspire with this assassination. So we cut over to one of the dudes, and Roberta is back behind him, stalking him. So he runs away and tries to call one of the people on the phone, but Roberta answers the phone. She's like, my, I've been looking for you, buddy. And don't try to call your other friends, because I've already paid them a visit, too.
Yeah.
About a day later, homie's body was found dead and disfigured in a canal. Her next target was homeboy right here. So she got him chained up on this thing, and he like, do you know who I am? And she like, yes, I know exactly who you are, Mr. American. Now you best start talking before your ass start cooking. And yo, she is guzzling down. She chopping them hoes like Tic Tacs. And she like, come on now, chop, speak up, nigga. And later that day, he was found dead. And the only suspect was a woman in a maid outfit. So later on, we cut back to the bar, and Roberta pulls up in the bar. Then she says, there's a war coming. Please point me to every single weapon shop in this city. Please and thank you. So the bartender like, oh, hell no. Nah. But then she breaks the glass and she's like, do you think I'm joking? Before I make you a pack. So the Americans are in town and everybody in the hood going crazy. Because all hell is about to break loose. Random gangsters and bounty hunters, Revy and her crew, the CIA and the the cartel, all because of one person, Roberta. So that even the gangsters try to pull up on the Americans, but they end up lighting them up. They say we rep the US of A in this motherfucker. So they end up escaping to the roof, and there is a sniper on the other side, and it is none other than Roberta with the Barrett 50 cal. She's unloading on them.
Bro.
Two for a sidearm. So then the other dudes come in and try to third party her, but she starts no-scoping them with one hand. She is using a 50 cal with one hand. Oh my Jesus, face up the face for Roberta in this. And then she ends up pole vaulting all the way to another building. And look at the dudes right here, they like, bruh, what did we sign up for? So now it's nightfall and the Americans are on the run. And the bloodhound is on their ass. So she gets on the ground and starts smelling the ground. And she's like, I smell bitch. So she gets up in this room and she's like, I should prepare. I should use this hanger as a weapon. So Garcia ends up running in behind her, and then he just sees the absolute carnage that she has just left behind. So these dudes see this guy and they like, hey bro, what's happening, bro? And well, guess who's behind them?
Hello?
So she ends up beating the life out of these dudes with her bare hands. So then this weirdo comes up and he's like, looks like the bloodhound is more ferocious than ever. So they start boxing. He low-key kind of boxing her up right now. So then he slams her on this table. And then, yo, some weird-ass happens right here. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. You know, I'm blacking the screen out because all you just gotta know is some, Hercules. If you get my drift.
Yeah.
Yo, this man Garcia is out here watching this. Oh my God, this is terrible. So while they getting freaky, he said, alright, you know what to do next. And she's like, yeah, I got you. With some bullets. Yo, she really had a gun in the belt buckle. Then she said, you thought we was gonna get nasty with your dirty ass? So then she starts beating the life out of this man. She's throwing him around like a rag doll and everything. So then Garcia yells, yo, please.
You know what's so crazy? I don't remember this storyline. And it might be because I didn't get to see everything from Black Lagoon, so it's possible that I had skipped this part. But this is interesting to figure out that there was another storyline with Roberta after the first encounter that they had with Black Lagoon Company. Anyway.
Her hand went through his entire skull. So then she's like, oh, God.
Yo.
Oh my God, I
Wow.
didn't do that in front of the young master.
Yes, you did.
Wait, the young master shouldn't be here. You are an illusion. You are a lie. So she is about to shoot this little girl. But then the Americans come in and save him. So then this even sets her off even more. She's like, oh my God, now they took the young master? They will all bleed and die. So then later on, Revy and her crew pull up. So then old girl tries to run up and attack her, but she bites her sword in half. Then old girl comes in with the chainsaw and she breaks the chainsaw. So then homie come up right here, but so then Fabiola comes and tries to stop her, but then she says, Fabiola, have you watered the garden and taken the dog out for a walk?
Those sound effects, bro. Killing me.
She has completely lost her mind. So now Roberta's chasing them down on a motorcycle and Balalaika's up on top of the roof with the Russians. Then she starts talking to the Americans like, looks like you Americans could not get the job done, so allow us to finish it. So they end up shooting multiple RPGs at her, and that finally ended up slowing her down. So the Americans hitch a ride with Lagoon Company to retreat. But also, guess who's still hot on their tail? So Roberta got this plane ticket. So she sits down by the lady, and the lady says, damn, you smell like ass. Looks like you got a ticket I left you. And this is none other than our favorite nun, Etta. The one that'll light the block up in the name of Jesus. For the CIA. So she tries to swing on her. She's like, hold on, shawty, chill. I'm just trying to help you out, that's all. So she's like, fine. But after my hunt is complete, I will reward you with a painless death. Now it's the next day and they're in this jungle. So they head off. So when they get out to the land and they start scouting it, they start to see rocks spread out around the land. And Garcia Revy and Fabiola like, oh, she already here. She about to make this a Dead by Daylight lobby. And boy, oh boy, was he right, because she was about to make this a horror movie. Because with this scenery, she done turned into the Predator. So she grabs his hostage and takes off. Then she stops, cuts off his ear, and then goes into the jungle. So these dudes hunting her down, and she is in the tree. So she pops this and then lands on this dude's gun. Then takes his head off and then retreats. So then she finds these other 3 dudes. So then she pops Tommy with the musket. And then they realize, oh my god, those rods are literally her bullets. She placed them there for them to see what they were gonna get killed by. Then she runs up on this dude and pops him right in his face. And then she ends up getting hit by a claymore. And then she ends up getting sniped. But she ate that and she is still moving. Oh my god, what the f is she made of? She just ate a claymore and a bullet and it's still moving. But she ended up losing some fingers. So she's like, I don't need these shits. So then she just flings them off and just acts like nothing happened. So now she's moving in the bushes, so she sneaks homie in the back. But then homie starts rapid firing, so she runs at him at full speed, eating bullets, and she stabs this with the bayonet. She picks up his walkie-talkie and she's like, you all are dropping like flies. Make this at least a little entertaining for me. So then bro with the ponytail started running at her, but she chucks the whole gun at him. And she's like, hear my war cry. But then she ends up seeing Garcia and he's like, yo, please just stop. But she's still losing her mind. She's like, you are not the young master, you are the enemy. But then he basically has to take a whole bullet to believe that it's him. So she finally just stopped it. Dear God, thank the Lord. Bro, just look at her. She is beat the up. So after all of her carnage, she now getting pushed around in a wheelchair. She done lost a leg, an arm, half a hand, an eye, half a hair. And look at her. She's still like, I still killed him on God.
Hey, yo. Man. Crazy.
Evidence, sit down. There's no discussion. There's no argument. This damn Terminator, Predator, Doom guy ass. She took on the USA, Russia, the cartel, Colombian special forces. God knows what she did in her backstory. And she technically beat the protagonist. Nah, sit down. That's a wrap. So yeah, I think this might be the longest trial to date.
Okay, so y'all, that was Roberta the Terminator from Black Lagoon. But y'all, real talk, that has to be one of the most dangerous characters out of the entire show, I must say. I mean, obviously, we all know Revy been about that life, but Roberta definitely takes the cake with that. I mean, she even managed to beat Revy, so I already know that was crazy. Yo, I never knew that she had another story, so like I said, I think I missed all of that. You know, because I didn't get to watch all of Black Lagoon, it would seem. But I definitely would rewatch the show again, no doubt. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that. And if you did, please leave a like, share, comment, and or subscribe. If you want to, this is Shell's World TV and I make reactions, sketches, and vlogs. Follow me on all my socials. All the links for everything else is in the description down below. And I want to thank y'all for watching, alright? So I definitely got more content on the way for y'all. We've been just cranking it out, going crazy. And I love the fact that it's still growing. So yeah, definitely trying to reach 300. Maybe by the end of the summer, who knows? But we'll see. But yo, if you want more reactions like this, then click that playlist right there. And if you want a more recent video, then click that over there. Alright, so yo, it is your boy The Shells. I'm gonna edit this in a while, and I will see you guys next time when I upload. Peace.